Good afternoon, Dudu. Thank you so much. Joining you from the sidelines, the outskirts of Nasrec, really, outside the conference venue. It's important to mention that because as much as the conference is delayed, what's not delayed is the protest against how this conference is starting. And it's begun with MKMVA. They're just a few hundred meters away. They're staging a demonstration. Joining them on that stage is Lindiwe Sisulu. Earlier, she had promised to take up their petition into conference to raise their issues. They're calling for the reinstatement of MKMVA. They also want some action to be taken against Thabang Makwetla, the Deputy Minister of Defense, who they accuse of using his position to stifle the benefits that should be accrued to the MKMVA members. But with me, just a few hundred meters away, is the suspended Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Ace Magashule. Mr. Magashule, thank you for your time. Let's get straight into it. Andile Lungisa launched a formal appeal to the conference to allow him to take part. Have you lodged such an appeal?
Well, I respected the processes as a member of the National Executive Committee when they said you are suspended. I did not appeal to be in the conference. I wish that Comrade Jesse Duarte was here, because between me and her, we were talking. May her soul rest in peace. And I have engagements with her. And I'm sure at some stage I will like you to listen to some of our conversation with Comrade Jesse about the African National Congress and how the African National Congress has been captured. I will have conversations with you, and I'll want you to hear how the national officials of the ANC said my case is political when I was charged with alleged corruption. And they said I'm innocent until proven otherwise. I have records of such things. I'm not just talking out of my figmentation of my mind. I have records. This Wednesday, I received a letter from the African National Congress which said you have been nominated, Comrade Ace Magashule, to be in the National Executive Committee of the ANC. And I said, if I'm nominated, why did I not appear in the list of 200? Have you rigged the list now? What is happening? And I feel I'm going to show you the form which I have signed to accept the nomination. I'm sure somebody will bring that form for me to show you that I accepted the nomination. And the next day, which was yesterday, I received a letter to say, after vetting processes, you don't qualify to stand.
Let's just take a step back here, Mr. Magashule. Will you be in the conference precinct to argue for your inclusion in these conference proceedings?
No, if I do that, I'm going to attract delegates to ensure that they push me inside the conference room. I don't want to cause any chaos here. I respect the National Executive, the National Conference, and I respect that decorum of the African National Congress. And I think it's up to the delegates. I'm around.
All right, let's talk about it more formally. Are there any processes which you're following to make sure that your case is heard on the plenary floor?
Well, the branches will raise this. For instance, the nomination processes. It is alleged that in the Free State, 200 branches nominated President Ramaphosa. That is not the case. In my region, where we have 60 branches in good standing, Comrade Ramaphosa was nominated by 5 branches. In my own region, called Faisal, I have proof and documentation. And this is the nomination form I'm talking to you, which I signed.
Yeah, I think we should actually take a look at this. It does appear to be from the ANC, and it does appear to be a nomination acceptance form, which is duly signed by yourself. Could you show us the letter where they indicate that you have been nominated? Of course, while you're doing that, we'll continue with that conversation. Mr. Magashule, just to get your view on another matter, the calls from the former President Jacob Zuma not to allow the President to deliver the political report have been seen as extremely divisive and bordering on them attempting to collapse the conference. We'll get into your form or whether you're nominated, but do you believe that there is an attempt to collapse the conference here? Do you think that's a risk?
No, there is no attempt to collapse the conference. Comrade Jacob Zuma is a branch delegate. You see how powerful Comrade Zuma is. He's a member of the branch. He's part of communities. He belongs to the African National Congress. He's going to talk, and he has a right to talk as a member of the African National Congress. And
as much as you say he was popular, he went into registration and appeared to be booed and chased away here.
Chased away by who?
Delegates of this conference.
Where?
Yesterday at the registration center.
You were there. Can't you see? You captured that moment.
All right, it does appear that we are looking at a printout of an email which says that attached, please find a CV acceptance decline form in relation to Mr. Magashule's nomination to the NEC as an additional member. We'd appreciate it if you could please return the duly signed form to us as a matter of urgency, as we're busy processing the vetting of nominees concurrently. All right, this is not tested, but your view is that this is a confirmation that you've been nominated, and you say subsequent to receiving this, you received indication that you've been disqualified by the Elections Commission, Electoral Committee. That process comes with an appeal as well.
So look at this discrepancy, and that's why the comrades, about 9 comrades, went to court to say, give us raw data. Because in the list of 200, I did not actually appear. Why do I suddenly appear? Lulu Johnson also received the same form. In the top 200, Lulu Johnson did not appear. So Lulu Johnson has accepted.
What are you going to do about those discrepancies?
I did not want to go to court because I could do the same and say, give us a list of branches which nominated the president. As you say, in the Free State, the president is nominated by 200 branches when 212 branches qualified. In the province.
But if you don't go to court, it appears that you don't believe your case is strong enough.
I believe my case is strong, and I am actually, and my province have actually. Every branch in my province have compiled a report as how they nominated. They even wanted to change the delegates here. And I'm happy that the process is so tight that you can't just change delegates.
All right, the matter of your inclusion in conference will likely be raised during the credentials process. That's when you say the branches are likely to raise your issue from the floor. If they fail in that exercise, will you accept your exclusion from this conference?
The highest decision-making body is the National Conference. So I will respect the branches and their voice. And I wish them that this conference must go on. And it must be a peaceful conference. But no one must be stifled in terms of raising his or her views. I think branches and delegates must be allowed to talk because the leadership of the ANC must never ever try to suppress the voice of branches, which is the basic unit of the African National Congress. Otherwise, come and watch 2024 because some of the agents who want to see the demise of the African National Congress actually are wearing ANC T-shirts, but they don't want the ANC, they want a coalition in 2024.
Speaking of coalitions, if you lose your bid to return to this conference here, will you leave the ANC?
I'm the ANC. I was born in the ANC. And no one will expel me from the ANC. No one will expel Comrade Nkosazana from the ANC.
But will you leave the ANC? No one will
expel Carl Nihas from the ANC. We are here.
Thank you so much. That's Mr. Ace Magashule. Dynamic engagement there, certainly setting the expectation ahead of the conference starting. It's very delayed at the moment. Let's cross to Erin Bates. She's in the Nasrec precinct and also has an update on what's been happening in there as the opponents to Cyril Ramaphosa appear to be coalescing just on the outskirts of Nasrec. Erin, it's over to you.